As both a collector and a gamer, I love picking up complete games whenever possible. On this episode, I want to share my top 5 box NES games that are my personal favorites in my collection. Let's do this. Released in November of 1988, Blaster Master is one of those games that made many people pull their hair out due to the difficulty of the game. For myself, my first Blaster Master experience was a breeze because Nintendo Power sent me a promotional piece of material for their magazine that showed the famous grenade and pause trick to easily defeat bosses on levels 2, 4, 6, and I think 7. While the game is still difficult, even with that tip, the excellent graphics, music, and gameplay always kept me coming back to the game and was a must-have for me when I found a complete box copy of it.
4.
Also released in 1988 is the Capcom classic Bionic Commando. Though the NES release was censored to a degree, it really doesn't affect the classic swinging mechanic that this game introduced to players. Now, I'm a sucker for video game music, and this is yet another great title that features some fantastic showcasing of what the NES sound chip can do. If I had to pick a favorite tune, the music from the first sewer stage is a definite must listen to. From grinding for bullets to increase your life capacity, or trying to master that difficult swing across a giant pitfall, this game kept me busy for hours back in the day. Now, I only recently acquired a box copy of this and was able to check out the manual for the first time, which was pretty cool. Overall though, this is a fantastic game to have in anyone's collection, boxed or not.
3.
1990 was a very exciting year for me because I'll never forget seeing and renting Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos for the first time. The original Ninja Gaiden game was actually the first NES game my dad bought for me, and I played the living hell out of it despite not being able to actually beat it. The instruction booklet of Ninja Gaiden 2 was the only thing that gave me any indication of what the ending was to the original game. The sequel took everything that was great about the first game and tweaked some things to make it even better. Ryu could now climb walls, shadow ninjas could follow you and attack enemies, and the story still had the great plot twists that were just as good as the original game. Can you guess what else I liked about this game? Yep, the music. There are so many great tunes to pick from this game that I'm not even going to try to name a favorite. This was the first Ninja Gaiden game that I beat, and doing so made me even more determined to finish the original, which I did eventually. While I'd still like to get my hands on a decent copy of Ninja Gaiden 1 complete in box, I'm really happy to have a complete copy of this one. I did find it kind of funny though that the box states that this game is hard to beat because I thought Ninja Gaiden 2 was way easier than the original. Maybe that was due to all my training from the first game though. I'm not really sure.
2.
1990 was really a great year for sequels because it brought forth the final chapter for the vampire hunting series on the NES, and I'm talking about Castlevania III: Draculas Curse. Castlevania III was a return to the original game series format of stage-by-stage gameplay. This time you could play with the help of 3 additional characters, making the game even more interesting as well. This was another one I played the living dead out of when it came out, and one of the few games I saved many $1 bills to purchase. I've finished this game multiple times with all the characters and even beat it lone wolf style with just Trevor Belmont. Now, while not all the features from the Famicom original are here, it's still a great game for the domestic North American release. Getting this game boxed along with all the other games in the Castlevania series on the NES was a must for me. I still wonder though if anyone won that trip to Dracula's hometown. Check the Castlevania 3 box if you don't know what I mean.
1.
What is it?
Maniac Mansion, the game I always wanted.
It's not a game. Does that go on the TV?
Yeah.
You want them all. What are you talking about?
Maniac Mansion was all I wanted for my birthday, and I got it. This is by far and always will be my favorite point-and-click adventure game, even if it wasn't with a proper PC mouse. This game was unlike anything I ever saw on the NES, and the originality showed so much that it actually attracted the attention of my older sister, who didn't play video games very much. If you've never experienced this game before, you gotta check it out. And I'm really happy to have this game complete and boxed in my collection, and it remains my favorite in my boxed NES game collection, period.